Have any of you actually thought about how you retain information that you learn each and every day? By the conclusion of this speech, you should all retain the information that I've talked about differently. Some of you will be able just to listen to my speech and remember what I've talked about. Others will remember better by the pictures and examples that I've drawn. And the rest of you would have rather sat down and wrote the speech yourself and presented it yourself. Hi everyone, my name is Ashley, and today I'm going to inform you about the 3 different types of learning. I'm also going to help you determine your learning style, so if you don't already know, then by the end of the speech, hopefully you will. Every elementary, middle school, high school, and college student has a different learning type. As I said before, there are 3 different ones, and the 3 are called visual, auditory, and tactic. One type of learning is called visual. According to selfgrowth.com, visual or spatial learners make up about 65% of the population. This type of learner would rather have images, illustrations, or other type of visual media to help them learn. They also use colors and maps to keep them organized and to help communicate with others. They like to draw, doodle, and have a good sense of fashion. If you're a visual learner, then you might catch yourself saying visual words like picture, image, and perspective. Visual skills might include puzzle building, a good sense of direction, constructing, fixing, reading, and writing. You might also have a career choice of an architect, an interior designer, or an engineer. The second type of learning is called auditory. And it includes people that working with sound and music. According to selfgrowth.com, these type of learners make up about 30% of the population. This type of learner likes to use recordings to provide background and to help them visualize. According to LearningStylesOnline.com, people that fall into this category can typically sing, play a musical instrument, or recognize the instruments in the background. They also have a good sense of pitch and rhythm. If you are this type of learner, then you might also find yourself humming or tapping to a song. You might also use phrases such as, "That rings a bell," "That sounds about right," and "That's music to my ears." To help you memorize things, you might find yourself putting the information to music or a rhyme. To tell if you are an auditory learner, ask yourself if you do the following things. Do you listen to music to try to relax? Do you get distracted by the noise in the background when you're trying to concentrate? Or do you tend to remember names but not faces? If you do any of these things, then you can qualify as an auditory learner. The last type of learning is called tactile. This type of learner likes to use their hands to help them likes to use their body and sense of feeling to interpret the world around them. They make up about 5% of the population, according to selfgrowth.com. They use their hands and gestures to help communicate with others. They also like to experience things like sports, hands-on, and other physical activities. To take care of something that is bothering them, they would rather go for a walk or talk out the situation. LDPride.net lists the skills of a tactic learner as dancing, hands-on experimentation, crafts, and acting. They tend to use phrases like, "That feels right to me," "I follow your drift," or "get in touch with something." If you possess any of these traits or catch yourself using these phrases, then you can claim yourself as a tactic learner. Now that I have described each of the learning styles, I hope that you know which learning style you are. If not, just look at the sheet that I've given you from chaminade.org and ask yourself some of these questions. So, if you ask yourself these questions, Just like when you're spelling, do you try to see the words? If you do, then you're visual. Do you sound out the word or use a phonetic approach, then you're auditory. And do you write the word down to find if it feels right? If you do, then you're tactic. Also, when you read, do you like descriptive scenes or pause to imagine the action? If you do, you're visual. Do you enjoy dialogue and conversation or hear the characters talk? Then you're auditory. Or do you prefer action stories or not a keen reader? Then you're tactic. So I hope you can go home and find your learning style. Thank you.